We all crave for something sweet after a nice fulfilling meal. Today, I'm going to take care of that space which is usually reserved for desserts in our tummies. I'm going to make a soft and luscious vanilla custard tart using appliances from Bajaj Electricals. So while you are visualizing the tart, let me move on with the preparation. Hi guys, I'm Yours Feastfully Varun Inamdar and let's make vanilla custard tart. Let's begin with making the shortcrust pastry, which is also known commonly as the Tart Shell. We're going to start with 165 grams of refined flour, 25 grams of almond powder, 55 grams of caster sugar, 120 grams of chilled butter. I have used salted butter, but by any chance if you're using unsalted butter, remember to add in a pinch of salt. We need to break the pieces of butter into the flour and massage this till the entire mixture resembles breadcrumbs. Once the butter is kind of mixed in the flour, we need to rub this with our palms. Once this is done, we need to break an egg. Mix this lightly. We need to bring this mixture together like a ball. Transfer this into another bowl. Cover this with a wet muslin cloth and freeze for a minimum of an hour. While the tart mixture is resting, let's move on to making the custard. Let's first begin with 7 egg yolks. To the egg yolks, I'll be adding in 90 grams of caster sugar and whisk this lightly just to make sure that the sugar kind of dissolves in the egg yolks. The next step is to add in boiled milk. I'm going to use an induction cooker and a saucepan. The specialty of this is that it has a preset menu. I'm going to choose the water and milk function. This will help us boil the milk faster. The milk has boiled. Transfer this into the egg and sugar mixture. We need to do this slowly and steadily and make sure the 3 ingredients are nicely mixed. To this, I'll be adding in vanilla extract and keep this aside. While this is resting for a few minutes, let's bring the tart base and start making the tart shell. The frozen tart mixture is right here. We need to cut this into the desired size depending on the size of your tart mold. Whatever mixture is required to currently make the tart, I'll be using that and reserving the rest back in the freezer for future use. Let's start rolling this into a medium-sized sheet. For this, I'm going to dust some refined flour on the surface. Tap this lightly and roll this with the help of a rolling pin. I'm going to use a 6-inch tart mold. So roughly, the size of this tart sheet is going to be 8 inches. Release this from the surface and transfer this into the tart mold. Bring it together. If you think the sides of the tart are very thin, you can just patch it up this way. Pinch the excess this way. This tart now needs to be frozen for a minimum of 10 minutes before baking. While our tart and custard mix are both resting, let's preheat our oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. The tart shell is chilled and the oven is preheated. Time to now blind bake the tart. For blind baking, we need to line this with a piece of butter paper and add in some dried beans. Now these could be any beans or these could be grains of rice. Blind baking is a technique of half baking a tart, and the addition of beans makes sure that it does not rise like a puri. Well, that's ready. Now this goes into bake at 200 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. The tart shell is half baked or blind baked. We need to remove the butter paper and the beans, and without demolding, we need to add in the custard mix. We need to fill this right up to the brim, making sure you leave a little bit of an edge. Time to now rebake this tart at 200 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes. Baking recipes are generally tricky, but having an OTG like this makes the recipes awesome. Allow this baked tart to rest for just 2 minutes before you demold it. The tart mold has relatively cooled down. Let's quickly demold this. For this, I'm using a ramekin which is upturned. With this, your vanilla custard tart is ready. To garnish this, I'm going to use some icing sugar and mint leaves. I enjoy making desserts, like every bit of it. I can keep talking about them all day long. But enough of it for now. Do try making this soft wonder and enjoy. I will see you very soon with yet another treat. Bye for now.